Welcome you to the NBA playoffs on TNT. It's game 2, the Eastern Conference semifinals, as the Boston Celtics take on the Miami Heat. In game 1 Sunday, Miami took care of the Celtics by 9. Another full house here in downtown Miami. Hi, everyone, along with Reggie Miller, with Craig Sager on our sideline. Kevin Harlan with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We all knew this series would be packed with emotion, and we saw that evidenced in game 1.
Both of these teams have future Hall of Famers. To me, this series comes down to poise and maturity. Which team can stay focused and in the moment? Game 1, the Celtics, to me, they really got caught up in the play of the more physical Heat. I'm curious to see how the more experienced Celtics react in game 2.
Let's take a look now at the starting 5 for Boston and Miami in a particular matchup you're going to watch early.
The power forward position. Kevin Garnett versus Chris Bosh. Doc Rivers said, look, Kevin Garnett has to shoot upwards of 20 field goal attempts. And Eric Spoelstra said for Chris Bosh, don't worry about beating Kevin Garnett one-on-one. We need for you to get paint touches. The offense will come to you.
And a lot will be on the shoulders of Rajon Rondo, who had early foul trouble in game 1, single digits in all the categories, including turnovers, which was an issue in game 1 for Rondo.
There's a big difference from being aggressive, which he was in game 1, and playing out of control. Doc Rivers felt he played a little bit out of control, which really resulted in those 2 early fouls.
They go inside. Ilgauskas. O'Neal knocks it away. Shot clock at 12. You just saw our officials tonight: Joe Crawford, Jason Phillips, and Greg Willard. Boston trailed by as many as 19 points in game 1. It's Bibby with the shot. He was 1 of 4 in game 1. Rebound by Garnett. And rebounding will be another key ingredient for the Celtics tonight, especially from Kevin.
Interesting in listening to both head coaches. They both want to get out in transition. But if you're the Celtics, you got to be very careful about that going against the more athletic and speedier Miami Heat.
Here's Bibby. Wade coming off a 38-point performance. LeBron had 22 in game 1. Deferring a lot. Shot clock at 9. Pierce, who was ejected in game 1, on LeBron. Ilgauskas from outside. Rebound by Kevin Garnett, number 2 for him.
Great job there by Jermaine O'Neal. You talked about calling that building a wall. Not really worried about Big Z jumping out there for that 18-footer.
Rivers told us earlier today they want to show more patience on offense, not just quickly hurry in and shoot. Garnett looks for O'Neal. Jermaine can't get it at the doorstep. Ilgauskas with the rebound. Screen by Bosh. The switch. It's Garnett watching Wade. Rebound by Pierce.
There's some nerves in this game 2 situation between both of these teams.
Rondo to the rack. That is a good sign for Boston.
And again, this is a guy who can easily average a triple-double. He's not going to take a lot of high-volume shots, but he puts a lot of pressure on your defense when he's attacking the lane.
Outside to Ilgauskas, knocked away as James initiated that with a throw. 6 seconds to shoot.
Talked about Rondo in the open court. Looked like Bibby kind of got picked off a little bit. A little alleyway for Rondo to get to the hoop.
Wade. Little fake on Jermaine O'Neal. Garnett again lassos another rebound, and they quickly go the other way. 25 points in game 1 for Ray. He goes inside, going through a couple defenders. Bibby and Bosh are picked up by Mike Bibby.
That was 2 quick blocks by Zydrunas on Ray Allen.
Pass by Wade, fouled inside by O'Neal. Bosh was going to the rim. And Jermaine O'Neal picks up the first foul for the Celtics as we visit your keys tonight for this game.
We talked about, for the Celtics, building that wall. You really got to keep LeBron James and Dwayne Wade out of the paint. Number 1 and 3 in fast break points. And Rondo, he must play one of those games. We're not talking about a lot of points, but hovering around the triple-double. When he's doing that, that means he's having a very well-rounded all-around game. And for Miami, easy points. You've got to make this a track meet. You've got the more athletic and younger guys. You've got to let your defense, which can get set, 14 turnovers in game 1, which led to 26 points. You've got to get second chance points and run for easy opportunities.
Chris Bosh at the line, one of the big three. He cannot be passive with his game. He's better when he's aggressive.
Yes, he is. When you talk about the big three for Miami, you know LeBron James and Dwayne Wade can get their offense just about any time. But Bosh, you almost have to spoon feed him. So it's curious to see how he's going to react with Kevin Garnett, who's one of the better defenders, especially for a power forward in this game.
Here's Garnett. This is over Ilgauskas. And Kevin Garnett has hit his first shot tonight. He's grabbed rebounds, so he's very active with his fingerprints on the early portion of this game for the Celtics. Wade to Bosh. Met by O'Neal. Pierce. And Ray Allen to Rondo. So Miami has started 0-6 and Boston has started 2-6.
This is the type of series this is going to be. Defensive struggle for both teams who are excellent.
3 seconds. Inside on Boston with their first turnover. It was on Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, if you're Rondo, you've got to go up for that shot right there because Jermaine O'Neal has the inside lane for that offensive rebound.
Well, they're not rushing their offense tonight, it looks like, with Boston. They are taking their time looking for that second option, which gets them in their offensive set.
How many times did Doc tell us he kept running back the tape when they were going over the review of game one? It's a little impatient in their offense to start that first quarter.
Bosh and Garnett really played to a draw in game one. Nice steal by Kevin. Off to Allen. Into LeBron. Knocked away inside by Bosh, and up ahead it goes to Wade. With O'Neal there. Dwayne Wade scores for the first time.
Ray Allen doesn't score at one end and turns into a 4-point swing with Jermaine O'Neal already having one foul, not looking to pick up his second.
Pierce into Bibby. They got the mismatch, and they exploit it right there with the good feet on the wing. And Boston goes up for two. You know, Doc said the one thing he noticed about Miami in game one, the great intensity they played the game.
It was interesting how he almost somewhat likened them to Deion Sanders. Every time you think you have a wide open shot, they're so quick to closing. Great defensive team, the Miami Heat.
LeBron from outside, picked up with Rondo taking it into Wade. Snuck away by Bosh. O'Neal saves it, and Kevin Garnett is free to fire. Offensive rebound by O'Neal. Count it for two and a foul. That'll go on Bosh, who picks up his first foul for the Miami Heat.
Celtics not known for offensive rebound. They're actually 30th in the league, but here Jermaine O'Neal kind of shoves Bosh in the chest and does a good job of positioning and getting the foul.
I'm interested in what you said about the game within the game, the chippiness and keeping your composure. You would have thought the veteran Celtics would have done it in game one, but it was Miami in game one that did just that.
Doc Rivers talked about reading all the newspaper clippings of how the physical Boston Celtics were coming to town, and he said that the Miami Heat was going to raise that level, and it looked like they were doing all the reacting instead of doing the hitting first. And Ray Allen summed it up great. We got to have fight in us instead of fighting all the time.
Bibby just knocks down a three. He hit a three in game one as well. Mid-season acquisition. And he and Chalmers, Mario Chalmers, will split the duties of point guard in this game two.
Game one, Celtics did a terrible job of running the Heat players off that three-point line. Another uncontested three for Mike Bibby here in game two.
There's a foul, goes on Dwayne Wade for the first time for Miami.
Dribble penetration by Dwayne Wade. Look, there's not even a Celtic player to even run at Mike Bibby. Pierce.
He puts it down. That's a three from Paul Pierce, who was ejected in the fourth quarter. Had 2 points in the first half in game one, 17 in the second half of that game. He's now got 5 for Boston.
Love what Paul Pierce said after game one. Look, I take ownership of my actions. I can't put my team in a bad position like that, getting thrown out of a game, especially in the fourth quarter.
That is a foul. It's going to go on Boston. It's going to go on Jermaine O'Neal, and the second on O'Neal.
Curious to see, was Jermaine O'Neal outside the restricted circle right here. It didn't look like he was moving. That looks like a pretty good play there by Jermaine O'Neal, though. He picks up his second foul. But I like the aggressive nature, really, of both. We talked about it at the top, of our power forwards. Chris Bosh, 1 of 3 for 4 points, going to the line looking for his 5th. And Kevin Garnett, the same line, already taken 3 shots.
Joel Anthony will now check in for Zydrunas Ilgauskas. And this is a player that does not put in great numbers in the stat category, but he is invaluable to this Miami team. As also Glenn Davis checks in for the Celtics.
We were both scratching our head when we were looking at some of the stats. Joel Anthony, plus minus of all the players in the playoffs, leads everyone, and by a long shot. I believe a plus 87 of time on the floor and the contribution he makes to his team. Think of all the great players that are still alive in the playoffs, and it's Joel Anthony.
Just knocked one away right there. Good steal by Rondo, whose momentum carries him into the Miami bench.
What you're going to see tonight from both of these fantastic defensive teams is who's going to win those 50-50 balls, those loose balls, those long rebounds.
No, Miami relied on a lot of perimeter shots in game 1. Here is Wade with the defense by Ray Allen. Wade has put in 4 early points for the Heat to tie the game at 12.
Dwayne Wade is such a tough cover, either coming off screens or posting up because of that 6'4", 6'5" frame.
Inside to Davis. Another good feed from the perimeter. And Ray Allen has already got 2 quick assists.
Glenn Davis really struggled in game 1, and Doc Rivers said, we are not going to win this series if we don't get any contributions from our bench. Welcome sight there for Doc Rivers and Glenn Davis.
Miami has gone 4-12 to start this game. Rondo is on Wade. Great put back inside by Wade. Not blocked out at all.
Points in the paint. You got to understand